Hello, 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 hello. What's up? What's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in and possibly catching this on the replay. I'm your host, Coolgen87, here with a very late night stream. Something that came to mind I want to talk about for a little bit. We got to start just saying, like, no more whole culture. We got to start, we got to put an end to all this, man. When is enough going to be enough? Aren't y'all tired of toxicity winning in this society, in this culture? Because there are a lot of good men and women out here that want to be married. They want to get married, but they feel like they can't. It makes them feel like we're in a society where everything around us is hopeless. Now to a certain extent, but we gotta say death to the whole culture, man. Like everybody's coming on the stream. I want you all to possibly share this video. Um, Hashtag death to 304 culture, because what it's doing is keeping us back. It's not doing anything to prosper us, to do any of that, none of that stuff. And we gotta say no to it, man. You know, we're sitting here just reminiscing, like, how can we go forward, as people if we're inviting this toxicity into our lives? Toxic men, toxic women, and we love this particular cycle. We love staying in our own vomit. But we got to put an end to this, man. We got the younger people coming up. To my millennials out there, man, we got to do better. Like 80s babies, a little bit early 90s, like we got to do better, because you know the future, it's going to rely on how you train up your children, and what you're passing on to them, knowledge wise, passing on some wisdom. What do you have to offer to the next generation that you could pass along to them, to where, like, hey, we can have a prosperous future with each other. Because one day, they're going to be the ones who's going to be pushing our wheelchairs, you know, if possible. So I'm saying no. I'm saying death to 304 culture. Death to it. We don't need none of this stuff. We don't need none of that in our society, man. It's done. We wonder why we can't fall in love, because we trade love for lust. We trade positivities for negativity, though, man, and it's just not a good look for us. It's not a good look. And I see a lot of this going on around the black YouTube sector. The black YouTube sector. A lot of y'all Negroes love toxicity. A lot of y'all love toxic relationships, man. Y'all don't want anything positive. Y'all will only come to a person's panel if it's something negative. And it's sad to say. It's really sad to say that that's what a lot of y'all want on here. And that's why I had to remove myself, not kind of, but remove myself from certain channels and panels and stuff, because they wasn't all about solutions and pushing forward and pushing the truth out there. We ain't got a lot of time as we think we do. Y'all want to be spoon fed with lies instead of spoon fed with truth. You all don't want to listen to your positive brothers and sisters that's out here, man, trying to save you from going down the wrong side of life. All y'all do come on here and just argue with each other, man, cuss each other out, talk about how much y'all each other's y'all ain't shit. So I'm going to say this again. I'm going to keep saying it. Death to 304 culture. We don't need none of that. And to some of y'all male content creators, man, who write these thoughts on y'all fucking panel and videos and stuff, man. Case Samuels, you know what I'm saying? And some of y'all, I ain't got no respect for none of y'all type of dudes, man, at all. I have no respect for none of y'all, man. Even some of y'all famous athlete dudes, man. Y'all invite these toxic women to y'all panels and you know what I'm saying, wherever event. And why do y'all even give them a voice, which they should never have a voice? They don't need no damn voice, man. You know, it's time to bring manhood back. I'm trying to, I'm trying to defend for my masculinity every day, every single day in this old wicked society. But a lot of y'all old people, man, I'm gonna get on y'all too. Y'all older baby boomers and stuff, you know, and some of the Gen Xers though, but the boomers, man, and y'all pass this stuff on to the next generation. And look at where we at right now. Look at where we're at right now. It's all out of place. It's all out of place, man. I don't really care about views and stuff like that now, as of now, but I just care about the message being put out there, man. I just care about the message. And if we don't get it together, man, it's like to a certain extent, we're like at the end of civilization. That's where we're going to be at right now. I'm tired of y'all saying, you know, these 304s and women winning, and they're not. They're not winning. And these toxic masculine dudes, they're not winning either. I'm tired of all this stuff being celebrated. All that needs to die out. All that. I'm calling it out, man. All of it needs to die out. And it's so crazy how when you have, you know, brothers like myself and some of the other ones that speak truth, man, and try to wake y'all up. Y'all don't like that truth, man. Y'all hate it. Y'all are foolish to rebuke truth, man. Y'all are in some serious trouble, man, doing that. You know, because what it's going to lead down to, it's going to lead down a life of disappointment if you continue to go down this path. If you continuously take this road. You feel me? What's up, Smart Cookie? What's going on with you? It's one of those late night streams I decided to do. I was talking about, you know, I want everybody to come across this video at the hashtag Death to 304 culture, you know, both sides, because this is what's really killing relationships. It's killing, you know, men and women interactions with each other, you know, all this toxicity. So if you want to come on, you can come on, you know. I was up here just speaking my truth, just saying what I had to say. I guess I'll leave a link into the chat if I can. If I can. Let me see. Just ranting. All right. It's there. Boom. Come on here and say what you want to say. Shout out to everybody that's watching from the clouds. I don't want to, you know, as a man, I don't want us to continuously go down this path. Like, I don't want us to keep going down this path, you know, that's going to destroy us and, you know, the future generations coming up, and not not trying to be an example to each other. I don't want that for us. I want, you know, us black men and women to prosper. You know, I do want us to come more together. Even when it seems like the tunnel's dark and seems like there's no light to end. but there's always one. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. What's up? What's up, Cookie?
Hey, cool gent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem though. I think it's your first time on the panel though, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's my first time catching you live and being able to join.
Okay. So yeah, what do you think about this topic? That I'm talking about, like the death to the 304 culture, and how it's really ruining relationships and interacting with each other. Like, what's your take on it?
I want you to enlighten me more on what the Delta 304 culture is. I know what 304 stands for.
Yeah, I mean, basically, to me, I mean, everything is just it's a lot of sexualization. Like everything's being over sexualized in this country. I know a lot of men look at women as not all women, but those particular women as sex objects and stuff. Which a lot of those particular types put themselves out there like that. But then when they get to a certain age, they talk about they can't find good men, and but it's like, but that's how you carry yourself. You put yourself out there as that particular product. You they didn't want to market themselves as like wife material. You know what I'm saying, mother material stuff. But that's just a little intel I want to put on it. But yeah.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on that. No one is really teaching people to be wholesome anymore. Pop culture has taken over. We got celebrities raising our children, YouTubers raising our children.
Mm-hmm.
And for women, unfortunately, the sexier you are out in public, the more attention you're getting, but it's the wrong type of attention. And a lot of them don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are a lot of followers in this world, and they just follow the crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
no one knows how to single themselves out or to be themselves or, everybody wants to be like everyone else. And it's very disturbing to me. I'll
Mm-hmm.
see I'll see people that I know and I'm like, why are you following that person? Like that's a whole scam.
It is. It is a whole scam, and I'm gonna tell you, like as of now, in this generation, it like for us, I know you're a millennial too. Like it's got even worse for us. I mean, trying to deal with the opposite now because of these conditions that we're in and stuff. And now looking at how the society is, whether you're on social media or offline, it's like it's kind of hard to picture yourself like picture things out of like to see maybe good men or good women now. Because of everything what you see around you, you think like, oh, this is supposed to be the reality when it's a matrix within itself. You know what I mean?
hmm for me personally, I just keep hope. I link up with other people that are like-minded thinkers, and I just go on about my day. I don't really put so much emphasis on it or focus on it. And I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like, when it's time, I'm a Christian, of course. So I feel like God is going to put that right person in my path. But until
Mm-hmm.
then, I worry, or I don't worry. I work on the things that I can control, the things that I can handle.
That's well said. That's well said. I like how you put that. Like you said, you just just doing it, doing your best. Being the best woman you could possibly be. Um, how you carry yourself, it's very important. So even me as a man, I gotta carry myself and do things the best that I can. That know that the Most High is gonna bring somebody into my life, in your life, and for those out there as well. But because we do need more, men and women out there like us that gets it and to teach and of course train up children. Even somebody that's looking up to you that's really young because when we get older, when they what's up Queen Mercy? Because when we get older,
Hey,
like
Queen Mercy.
we want somebody to push our our wheelchairs. You know what I'm saying? Like we want them to do right by us because we're all going to get old one day. And I think about a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think about a
Yeah.
lot of that stuff. So yeah.
And
That's the
then my thing is these people without these women running around here with these big butts and these big boobs. I mean, there is
yeah.
not enough research on this stuff to know what the effects that's gonna have on your body later.
Yeah, I've heard even stories. I'm sure you have heard of this too, where I know there's a lot of women though, man. They get all these surgeries and stuff, and some of them die from, you know what I'm saying, the birth surgeries, the plastic boob surgeries and stuff. And it's
Man,
like,
they be
it's
willing to risk their life for that crap.
yeah, and I be like, man, I said, y'all, so I said, it's all they beautiful though. I said, why you need all this extra stuff though? I mean, to put on your body. I mean, a man's gonna like you for who you are, though. You carry yourself the right way. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of those type of women don't love themselves. That's what it really comes down to, truth be told, if you want to be
Mhm.
honest. They don't love themselves.
Because they didn't have no one to teach them to love themselves. And the churches got corrupt, so you can't
Mm-hmm.
really take your kids there anymore because you don't know if somebody gonna touch on your kid, or if they just want, if church is just a money grab and they don't really care about the people.
Right.
So I mean, that's what we used to have back in the day. We used to have that hope. We used to be able to go to church, but then when
Mm-hmm.
everything started getting exposed, it just kind of changed. But as Christians, we have to know that this is prophecy. The Bible
Facts.
says there's going to come to a time where people are going to be lovers of themselves. It says men, but that means men
There
and
you
women.
go. Facts.
And
Truth
and
all
that
day.
and that means not only, being in vain like these women or men are, but it's also speaking about the homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to stand strong on the word of God, trust that he's going to supply for us, and that's it. That's all we can do.
Amen to that. Amen to that. That's all we can do, because you can see that I got a question to ask. Anybody for the chat too. Like, when have you noticed, or you noticed that the culture in this society, well, America, has really gone down? Like, what year? I mean, in your opinion, you think it started to go down? It's like the music and people, just life.
I would have to say probably like in the 80s, like when the crack epidemic happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was when things really started to change for black people especially, but crack hit so many different races of people, like
Mm-hmm.
bad. And that's when I would say it all changed, because in the 70s, we had, the Black Power movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm black and I'm proud, embrace yourself. I love my nose. I love my afro. And then it all shifted. When did it shift? When people, well, honestly, it shifted before then, but when we got hit hard was when the crack epidemic happened. But when Martin Luther King was telling people the wrong stuff, talking about all this integration, we
Mm-hmm.
sold all of our stuff. It was all a scam. We sold everything that we had, and that's the roots of it. And then when the 80s came, they kind of turned it around a little bit in the 70s, but then when the 80s came, it just got bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, definitely. A lot of that went downhill. With our people, just everything changed. Um, Relationships, all those particular things. I mean, it just turned upside down, and now it's just gotten so worse to where, like, people are like just really disconnected from one another. It's like it's isolation. Like, you can only do isolation for so long, but we still have to interact with each other. It's still in our nature to want to interact with each other, want to talk to each other, to get to know each other. Because nothing can replace you know face to face communication at all.
No, no, it cannot,
And I
There's
think this
and
social media. Go ahead.
and when I was in college, I did a study, and like you can die from a lack of affection, from a lack
Yes.
of touch. You can die from that.
We'll talk about that. It's interesting. I like that. I think you. I like that because what you said, because that's something I thought about, that with the isolation, which ties into it with it together. Being isolated for so long can lead to depression, and feeling like we have nobody to love you. It's like you're in an empty world, you know,
Mhm.
without human interaction with each other and stuff.
Mhm.
You
And
know.
see, Kevin Samuels pushing these sex dolls.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, you gonna get your rocks off, but can somebody hug you? Can somebody kiss you on the back of your neck? No.
Mm.
All you gonna do is go crazy.
That's
That sex,
that's
that sex doll is not gonna be able to have a comprehensive conversation with you.
that's major facts. That's major facts right there. Yeah. Um, they pushing all these different agendas and stuff to us, and we got to rebuke some of that stuff. Because like I said, people like him. Um, I tell anybody not to listen to him, and because he's they take advantage of broken women and broken men and stuff. That's why I call out some of them dating coaches, people like him too. But and like you said, the natural affection and stuff, the hug, the simple things, hugging you, how you doing, I miss you. Those simple things, like the simple appreciation words, go a very long way, a very long way, you know. But it's just like people just lost their touch
Mm-hmm.
with being human. It's like everybody now it's just an android with no feelings.
Just the Android, all this artificial intelligence, people are leaning
Hmm.
towards that. It's like y'all don't have like just basic logic. I mean, like anyone that got basic logic can see that people like Kevin Samuels, it's a money grab for them. They're
That's
not
all.
trying to heal our community. They're not trying to get people together. Like that's not his true intention. Because if
Mm-mm.
his that was his true intention, we would see more shows that are titled, something along the lines of putting these people together. It would be like a dating show. But no, every week is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the modern woman good enough? Is the modern woman scared of men? It's just always something
Right.
bashing women. Like, and I don't know why these men can't see that. I don't know why they can't
Right.
see through that. Like, it's like, okay, come on, dude. I'm giving you these donations. Shit, when you gonna find me a chick and hook me up with her? Show me the examples of these couples that you, because you saying if she ain't a size 4, then she ain't a size 6. Show me some successful shit. So
Facts.
show it.
Right. You know something though? Like I have not seen like no type of solutions, no positive couples like, hey, or TT ever talks about good women though, because I know
Mhm.
there are good women out there though too, and good brothers too. It's just that it's so bad that we got like a bad light on us. Both sides. We got a bad light on both sides. And you pushing that narrative and stuff. The younger people coming up thinking like, man, any of them good women are good men and stuff. When it's all a false lie. It's all a false lie.
Mhm.
And then like you said, they give guys like that all these donations. He don't read them out. He don't care. He's just a money grabber, and he's not about the solutions at all. You know, that's what I
Mm-mm.
noticed when I got on this platform back in 2018. Started doing videos. I started to pick up on lots. So I said, wow. I said they are taking advantage of broken men and stuff. These dating coaches, saying tell them to use and abuse women and pump and dump, which I rebuke all that foolishness. I never tell any guy to like pump and dump or do any of that stuff. I rebuke all that foolishness and stuff. You
Because
know
all that's doing is just making a bunch. It's just breeding a bunch of angry people. That's all
exactly.
it is. I mean, it is creating hostility because people aren't getting what they want out of that. Okay, you can only pump and dump for so long, then you're gonna get tired of that. What about when you get ED and it don't work no more?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna need somebody to love you and to be there for you and to, bring you lunch and to make sure you okay, make sure you took your medicine.
Now
So
that right there, everything you said, yeah, that's golden. That's golden right there. Yeah. When you get older and stuff, you do want somebody you can have like long-term relationships with. That's something they don't talk about. It's everything is just short term. I'm tired of short term. What about the long term, the forever?
mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're not pushing that at all. They want you to keep coming back and taking their treatment and stuff. They don't. It's like going to a doctor. They give you treatment stuff, but they don't want to give you the cure.
Nope, they don't want to give you the cure. And for that reason right there, you should only look at those people as just like entertainment purpose wise only.
That's it.
You know.
And to some of them ladies that call in, it's like, why are they? Why I don't know why they go and call in on this guy's show, man, and all he's doing is making them look crazy, making them look stupid. I'm like, man, this is foolishness. This is
Yeah,
just foolishness.
you can't win with him as a lady because he don't have it set up for you to win. He gonna hang up on you, block you, tell you
Mm-hmm.
something real ignorant. If you challenge him and you right, oh, you just getting blocked and hung up. I don't know why people can't see past that. And then it's kind of like, when we were younger, those rappers that be rapping about stuff that didn't really happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out later, oh, they kids go to private school. Oh, they don't even live in the hood, you know?
Facts, facts, facts.
And it's the same thing. It's just now it's these people on YouTube, they be lying, talking about all this stuff about do women like this. They got a whole wife at home, living it
Exactly.
up, in
It's
love.
exactly. That's why I called out, some of the fake alpha dudes too, some of the ladies too, but the fake alpha dudes. I said, man, these dudes, man, doing all this red blue pill alpha versus beta stuff, man. Like, I don't even care about none of that stuff. You ain't true to the word of God, and I don't even want to talk to you. I know I'm not
Yeah,
perfect, but I don't want to talk to people like that though, man. And then it's the old heads. Like, I'm really pissed off at, because they passing the stuff on to the to some of us millennials, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I'm calling their BS out. I'm calling it out for what it is.
they do them shows, then they get offline, then they crawl up next to their wife and be like, baby, they so dumb. They sit up here giving me all this money. I'm telling them this dumb ass shit.
Yeah.
And they go to bed and buy their wife a ring or some more jewelry and be telling you don't trick, but they doing that with your money.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
With their wife. They got something soft they land up next to, but they telling you all this dumb ass shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Though they don't tell you about the long term relationship, none of that stuff, like how to keep it, none of that stuff. But that's just how bad everything's gotten, though, man. Like, it's
People
like
just can't think for themselves. Like these women, like they follow this Stefan Labussier guy. I'm like, man, this dude is not married. Why the hell are you taking advice from his ass? He
exactly.
don't know. He don't know. You don't know what you're gonna do until you get in those serious relationships. That's why I tell women, don't say, oh, well, if my man cheat, I'm gonna do this. You don't know what you're gonna do. You can be with
Mm-hmm.
somebody for a long time, and the reality is people are gonna make mistakes. People are going to mess up in life.
Right.
Don't get in a relationship thinking that people are not gonna mess up.
Right. And you know
What is
what? And I
mhm.
think it's honest that both men and women need to be honest with what they want from the beginning stuff. So you want to waste each other's time. I do truly believe that, wholeheartedly,
But
because
see, sometimes you don't know. Like my friend, she's just got engaged. She started dating this guy back in January. He told her he didn't want nothing serious. And she was like, okay, because I'm not there either. But then, like, 6 months down the line, then he tells her all this stuff about how he was married to this chick and she slept with his brother and she just did a bunch of horrible
wow.
things. So that's why he had that mindset up front. Well, I'm not, I'm gonna be cold hearted. Because I was telling my friend, hey, leave dude alone. If he not marriage minded. But she was like, well, I'm not really marriage minded right now either. And he's cool to hang out with. But now they get married.
Man.
And Thanksgiving he proposed to her.
Mm. Wow.
So you tell me.
Wow. Oh man, people gotta get their mindset right. Like, truth be told, man, just you got a bunch of children in a bunch of adults' body. A bunch
Mm-hmm.
of grown ass kids. They ain't got nothing to pass off though. But man, shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Shout out to you, Great Britain. Shout out to you, bro, Queen Mercy. Shout out to all y'all that's tuned in, though, man. Just on here doing this late night stream, just talking about this throw away this death to the whole 304 culture. Get put in code 304 culture. But man, and I appreciate you coming on, Cookie. You know what I'm saying?
Of
You speak
course.
your mind, keeping it real. We just, when brothers, you like myself and some of the other ones that I'm close with, we call out some stuff, and we're trying to help each other out too. We telling those brothers like, hey, don't listen to this particular dude right here. Like the KSs and some of the other guys that talk about pump and dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to stay away from guys like that. We're trying to
Yeah,
be
and
the ones to.
I teach the women too not to listen to these women that are going in so hard on these men too and saying, like abort a black male child. Like that's stupid. It's like that kind of remind me of some Malcolm X stuff. It's like, okay, somebody paying you to say this. Why would you say that?
Right,
Like, okay, I mean, honestly, all black men are not bad. There are a lot of black men doing the wrong thing, of course. Yes, they don't have their stuff together. But to say we gonna hate them all, that's ludicrous to me. That's stupid. Like all of them are not bad. You can't just put that on everyone. Encourage people to do better, to be better. You can't just turn your back on everyone.
right, right. Everybody's not the same. There are good men and women out there in the world. Like I said, we got to try to change that whole our image, from what they put out there to what we truly are. What's going on, Queen Mercy? How you doing?
Hey, cool gent. Hey, smart cookie. How y'all doing? I'm doing okay.
I'm doing well. Good to hear you.
Yeah, I needed some tea because my throat been acting crazy.
That's what's up. So
Yeah,
what you want to go ahead?
oh, I wanted to ask you guys a question. What is your definition of a modern woman?
That's a good question. Do you want to go and answer that, Smart Cook, on your own?
Okay, so to me, a modern woman is just a woman of today's time that, she's making her own money. She's not depending on a man to provide for her. And it's not because she wants to, it's because she has to, because there aren't a lot of, well, in the black community, there aren't a lot of black men that are, pushing hard enough so that they can provide, or they don't know how to, or, there's some systemic things that are in place that are, stopping them. So a modern woman also doesn't have the mindset of her grandmother who did not have the rights to work, the access to work, the access to make as much money as a man, if not more. So those women put up and tolerated a lot of disrespect, whereas the modern woman, a woman like myself of today, I know that I have choices and I don't mind being alone until I can get the respect, until I can get the partnership, until I can be loved the correct way. So that's my
Mm.
definition of a modern woman.
Okay, what about you, cool gent?
Pretty much. She said a lot of things that she already kind of took out my mouth. About the women don't really need the man today because they got so much help in this modern society. They don't need a lot of us men. Truth be told, got social media. Um, thousand dudes can thirst over a woman like a day, every day, and it seems like you could be a genuine guy, but and you come to them correct, but it's like they got so much attention to where like it's just like everything's oversaturated. But yeah, that's my
Okay.
little take on it. Go ahead.
Okay, because I made a stream the other day, right? Um, and I had to think about like where I came from, Liberty City and the projects. When I ran away from home at age 17 and I had to start working, right? But my mom has a rule where when you turn 18, you're going to get kicked out regardless, even if it's in the middle of the school year. You're going to be homeless. So you have to like think quick, get a job or whatever like that, right? I was a type of person who never wanted to go to college. I just wanted to work at Walgreens in the photo section. I never had aspirations to like I wanted to join the military and either do that for the rest of my life, but that went caved that caved. So I had to go to college to get an education to provide for myself because I had no money and nowhere to live. Now, my other question is, with the definitions that you have provided for a modern day woman, is it really fair to classify a group of women that come from a different type of socioeconomic status due to the circumstances?
Classify them as what?
Because they're being classified as modern and traditional,
Mhm.
right? So say if the majority of black women or any women have had an impoverished background, right?
Mhm.
They're still considered modern because they had to go to work to eat.
I think they're classifying us as modern because we're not gonna do what they say no more. We're not gonna tolerate their disrespect.
O-
You
Okay,
know.
so it would be safe to say, because based off the answers that you both gave, um, so really a modern day woman would be classified as more of a behavioral type of thing.
It's it yeah, you can say that because what they see, like I said, off of social media and things like that, which is why I call, the 304 culture and stuff, and they're saying, well, this is the only way to make it, and I have to be this way, get what I can off a man, and and
So
a
that's
lot.
a different type of woman, cool gent.
Yeah, yeah,
You talking about these thought pockets that's on this. What's that website where they go make money from showing their body? What is that called?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah,
OnlyFans, yeah.
OnlyFans. Okay.
So
So if,
that's a different type of woman. I I mean, hoes have been around from the beginning of time. They ain't
right,
going up.
right. But
But
because
let me
everybody
say this.
every
Let me say
okay,
this real
go ahead.
quick, because but I know those particular type of women. Like I said, I mean, to me, like I ignore those type of women. I know they're not gonna be in line with what I do. So
yeah, so
the
you
hell with
shouldn't even
them.
be looking those at those women. You shouldn't be looking their way. And see, that's the problem.
Period.
Too many men want that. They like the
Hmm.
image of that and they want to control that. And that's the problem. That's not something that you should strive for. If you want a wholesome woman, you need to be looking for a woman that's wholesome. You don't need to be looking for a woman. Oh well, I like what I see. My friends gonna like, and
Right.
see that's the problem with a lot of men. Y'all need to quit worrying about what y'all family and friends gonna think. You need to pick somebody based on what you want, what your goals are. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, when you lay down, I want you to go back to the other guy, that great brick guy's comment, because I want to ask him something. Because when you lay down at the end of the day, it's you and her. Ain't no
Hmm.
your family gonna be with whoever they gonna want to be with.
That's right.
They're not gonna care. Your friends, they gonna be with whoever they want to be with. You gotta be with who makes you happy. But the guy, he left a comment stating something about, what about the modern man? What is a modern man? What does
Hmm.
that mean? What's the
Yeah,
definition of that?
because I think it's just safe to say that everybody is modern women and men today, but there's a whole culture, right?
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
the
Everything.
horse culture, the horse culture is the wayward woman, basically, right? That the Bible talks about in Proverbs. So it's common sense to like stay away from those type of people. But I think what Cookie touched on is that they desire those kind of women. So that's why there's so much grief and strife to want to kind of change, like pushing the narrative to try to get these women to change. But their feet is already set on that path, and they're going to go down that path.
Absolutely. What's going
You
on,
get what I
Jesse? How you
you,
doing,
you
bro?
get what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Oh
get what I
yeah.
mean? Like a woman who's making all this money on OnlyFans or all this money in different places, she's not going to want to reduce that income down to one husband when she could be making more. So women like that
Not
shouldn't
at
even be
all.
considered. Yeah, women like that shouldn't
But
even
guess
be
what?
considered.
But guess what? Too, for women like that does that, it they don't think about okay the future. Like when they get older and stuff, a lot of their particular beauty is going to be fleeting, and
But does it
who
matter
they going to
though?
fall back on? Who are they going to fall
But
They
back
does
don't
on?
but
think that
does it
their beauty is gonna fleet because they gonna keep on getting that Botox and shit put up in them.
No, but does it matter though to try to persuade? Because the Bible talks about her path leads down to death, right? That's
And
where
that's
that's
true.
where she's that's where she's going. So why try to persuade anyone who, like, there's no persuasion of that type of person is what I'm trying to say.
That's right. They're not
You're
gonna
right.
change.
You're right. They're not
Right.
going. They're not. Like, they're not going to. And like I
Yeah,
said,
the
shouldn't worry about
people
women like that because they already chose their path to where they're going to go to. They don't need no man. All they got is what they're doing now, and they're gonna find out the hard way as time go on. You know what I'm saying? What's up, JT?
What's going on? Peace to the
I'm
peace to
grinding.
everybody on the panel and your families and even in the chat.
hello JT.
All
Thank you,
right.
JC.
Welcome. Well, I would say this though, that I've been hearing the conversation and stuff like that. I get like this though, men gotta be comfortable with men and women gotta be comfortable with women. And I feel that there are some men and women need to speak up on this, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is this big combo of both sides. We just cannot just keep on being like, I'm gonna take one part of the conversation, we're gonna talk about it. And that troubles me some too in the space when people talk about God, young people want to pick and choose.
Hmm.
There are quite a few Jezebels in this space. There's quite a few Cains in this space. And I can tell you like this, me know people in the entertainment world personally. For me being originally from New York, I hear horrific stories of this of what y'all talk about. Horrific,
Right.
and
Right.
and it's not being talked about. I'm not going to get into it because it's terrible, And
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, I know a woman, I know a lady that I went to school with, and she was in the entertainment business, quote unquote. I said, look, it's not the good way to go about it. You cannot tell me what to do. I am a woman. I understand that you care for me. I said, okay, but you know, you gonna use your body up, and how about you get back of the grace of God? Who you gonna be good for?
Mm-hmm.
And even the guys that are doing that are in this too. What about y'all too? What are y'all gonna be good for? You you
Facts.
when you get good, you get in the accordance of God. You know what I'm saying? You man could be getting used up too now.
Mm-hmm.
Man be
Yes,
used
they
up
can.
too.
Yeah.
And
Very true, bro.
and so what's gonna be then? Come to find out, a guy and the lady I'm talking about both used up. Yeah, they got back accordance of God, but look what happened. Both of y'all cannot produce a family. You figure that, you're very selfish and you feel God's supposed to give you those things and you're not willing to repent. One had passed away and the other one has been single for all these years. And wonder why nobody don't want to touch me. But you see a lot of them don't want to repent, man. They don't want to repent. They fail to understand that. Being repentance, that you actually let God know that I want to change.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Facts.
change. I don't want to be this way no more. And you gotta go through that. I'm saying like that because I have to repent to do some things, not in that nature, but all totally different. It's not easy. We all
Mm.
ain't perfect and stuff, but if you want to walk in God's ways and stuff like that, you have to repent. And we had to understand, like these women, they do this. And then this is the sad thing about it, though, too. And it goes for these simps too. Go for these simps. It's women of my age is saying it's okay. It's not okay. How you could say that it's okay that a young woman could be in like this? What? And then you
Man,
got the Sims say, you, they get googly eyed. It's not good. No, it's not good. No, it's not good. You're
nope.
not. What you gonna get? What you gonna get good out of it in the future?
Facts,
Okay.
man.
All I'm just saying, just be accountable. Just all I'm just saying, listen, I'm not trying to be no prophet. I ain't trying to be no preacher or something. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, men and women, be accountable. Whatever decision that you're gonna make,
Mhm.
if it's bad, it's gonna, the rooster come home. Like my
That's
brother
right.
Malcolm said, it's gonna come home no matter what happened. It's gonna come and you gotta deal with it. And I hope that you repent. Hope you repent from it. If not, it's going to be that vicious cycle, and the only person you can blame is yourself. And I fall back.
Facts,
And
bro.
JT, it's nothing wrong with you becoming a preacher or teaching to the young people. These people are lost. They don't have anyone to tell them. Like, we have to have more and more YouTube spaces where we going up against this other crap that they teaching. So it's nothing wrong with you being a preacher or a pastor or a mentor. Like, they need it.
No, no, no. When I'm talking about that too, I'm talking about like like Cool didn't know me for a while. I'm a I talk about my experience and I talk about other people's experience, and I just try to help. And I know that I just want to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Because the black churches has not been there for our people at all.
Mm.
They pick and choose who they want to be, and they become a part of this dirty elite. And so, but I understand what you're saying. I respect that, but that's not my intention. But thank you, I appreciate that.
I
Okay.
appreciate that. What's going on, Ray? How you doing, bro? A good brother.
Hey, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. How about you?
Man, same here though, man. Same here. What you got on this topic though, bro? What you want to come?
Well, I mean, if you look up modern, because I know I've heard, everybody was just talking about it a few minutes ago, and if you think about it, if you really think about just the word modern itself, it just means related to the present or recent times, as
Hmm.
opposed to the remote past.
Facts. That's
Mhm.
well said, bro.
If it's okay if I can say something, 'cause I just yeah, what's his name? Rayology. When I saw his name popped up on the screen, I thought it said radiology because I went to school for radiology, and they taught us something that I think applies to this conversation symbolically, right? When you try to take an X-ray to get an image, right? It hits you have a target, right? Which is to target the person's body. The X-ray beam passes through the body to try to get to the film, but in the process, right? There's scatter radiation means when the ray hits that body, the scatter goes in different directions, and that energy is already like lost and gone. So that could be considered like the wayward woman, the whole culture or whatever, right? The beam that passes through the body and makes it to the film is what we call remnant energy, right? So everybody having a voice right now would be like a really good idea because it's going to be more scatter at the end of the day, and only a small percentage that remnant energy produces the film. But to get the film, you got to put it in the dark room, pass it through a processor, which is a delicate process, then you end up with a true image, right? So I know you guys are Christians. I'm not, but I understand the severity of the conversation. I also agree that there should be healthy relationships between black women, black men, right? So I just wanted to bring that up since I saw the name on the screen.
So Ray, my
Oh,
question to
hey,
you is, what is the modern man? Because this is my first time hearing this because I didn't know that men change that much. What does the modern man look like?
see, um, that's a good question you brought up, and of course, some guys they'll have their own opinion about it. So, from my perspective, the modern man is more or less reflective of certain events that have taken place. So, guys nowadays, the way they see themselves conducting themselves is more or less a result. Basically, they're the effect of the cause, if that makes sense. Like, so, if you talk about like the idea of not wanting to be married or going their own way, if you will, or just kind of wanting to be by himself, not consider the feminine as part of his life, well, he came to that conclusion based on certain things not being able to take place to where he can be with the feminine. And
Mm.
so that's kind of that aspect of the modern man. He feels now, because if we want to, I guess, talk on the biblical idea, where, yeah, it does say it's not good that a man should be alone.
Mhm.
Well, they'll take that same scripture and say, well, that doesn't mean a man can't be alone, especially in the times that we live in.
So basically, what it's saying is like my interpretation is that the man it's better to be alone than to be running around here sinning, right? So if you're gonna be having sex, it's better to get married. That's my interpretation. It's better to get married, have sex with your wife only, than to be running around here sleeping with a bunch of women. But if you can't find any peace, is I think that what Paul was saying is that it's better to devote your life to God. But if you can't devote your life to God and your body, then you need to be married and just, give it to your wife.
Right. So that also brings up the issue as to why a lot of modern guys are anti marriage. So that's why they just ultimately would prefer to be alone. Or you still do have the guys that sleep around with different women. They just have their own definition of it, which is the P and D, to keep it PG.
Mhm.
So
But
Uh,
if they're coming from a biblical aspect, when he say be alone, he don't mean like be single on paper and still P and D. He means give your life to Christ and don't even be thinking about sex.
uh,
Oh,
well, yeah, go ahead. Someone's gonna say something.
yeah, I want to say this with that is that if a man cannot contain himself, as the scripture say, he should marry, for it's better to marry than to burn with passion. You know what I'm saying? If you feel
Mhm.
like somebody feel like you can't control your desire stuff, you should get married. You know what I'm saying? But in this modern day and age, I'm glad somebody brought this up in let me see this comment. The males in this era seem very sinful because a lot of men have been really hurt by a lot of so-called, the modern woman that's out here, and
yeah.
they really have, feel like, man, they don't want men like me because I don't care myself like this particular culture stuff, and it seems like I'm using this
But I
discernment.
think y'all are mixing up the modern woman with the modern hoe. I
But
think y'all are
it,
mixing it up.
But all right, but let me say this to understand what you're saying, sister. But this is the thing about it that we you got to be fair here now. Listen, I'm a godfather and I'm an uncle,
Mhm.
so I got to come from here. And I want you women to understand this. There are women out here that I'm independent. I don't need no man. I can be whole with all I want. There's nothing that you could say anything about it. And I remember that when my late mother was living, when my late great grandmother was living, when my grandmother was living, and I'm talking about both sides of my late father, my late mother, my late father's side. They used to talk to me and other brothers and sisters, but talk to me. I said talk to me, and they say you got to watch out for these women because they are coming. I understood it, but I didn't understand it. And then I remember grandma. She said, "I'm gonna let you know right now. It's gonna be a certain time. You gotta really stand up as a man because
right,
this world is gonna turn against you because God made you as a man, and I want you to understand that." You gotta advocate all the time, and it's not going to be a lot of women. It's going to be on that side. Society is changing, and I remember my grandma told me that back in '83, and I was 17 years old. I'm 55 right now. My
Yeah.
grandmother and the rest of them became a prophet, and that conversation. Also, we talk about men too. I agree that totally. But the conversation that I'm talking about right now, it has to happen more, and it has to be when it can because again, see, like I said, I come from a cloth that men hold men accountable, women hold women accountable, and I had strong women, and they was not with no man for a long time, but what they seen was going on, it's like wow. This is back in '83, and I'm talking about my late grandmothers on my mother's side had told me this.
Mm.
My father's side of the family, women had to watch out for this woman. She's no good for you. You better watch out now. It's coming. These are the conversations that we have to have because we have young boys is growing up right now. They are not being said that you are valuable. They are not being taught about the a woman that you need to seek out for.
And you know something, I want to add on to this though. This is why I brought up the topic though. Death to the 304 culture because what it's doing is it's keeping a lot of us divided and stuff. Men growing up think all women are the same type of particular women when they're really not. And to some of them Ahab men too out there too, them too. But that's why, like JC said, it's a very serious topic that we got to discuss, though, man. Because, like I said, this is the future. Relationships. How men and women interact with each other. But y'all go ahead.
Yeah, and we have to call it out. I did a live stream earlier today calling out this chick that's a side chick and she happy about it. Like she happy about destroying marriages. Uh
Wow.
yeah, she is.
What?
And yeah.
What the hell? Delve to the 304 culture. I'm a hashtag it everywhere though.
Yeah, she happy
What?
about that.
Do you
So, you have to call these people out and tell them it's not okay. And like I was telling the younger women today, don't look up to this, don't aspire to this. This can get your life taken away. All women are not gonna put up with you messing with their husband. All women not gonna blame their husband. Some women gonna go straight to blaming their woman you know. So, yes, I agree. There has to be more people talking and teaching the right thing versus promoting what's wrong, what's temporary, what's going to get you some money because money is not everything. And as Christians, we know that the Bible says that a fool and his money shall part. And that could be a man or a woman. So all this Instagram age and Instagram models and all this other OnlyFans. Like that's not gonna last forever, y'all. But the
Nope.
men, you have to stop desiring women like that. You need to be trying to get with a woman for her mind, for her ideology, for the way she think. The body should be secondary. Y'all need to stop focusing on the way a woman looks and what y'all friends think and what your family think. You got to think about what's good for me because at the end of the day, I got to go to bed with this woman. I got to depend on her. So stop thinking about and worrying about well, is my friends gonna approve? Is my family? Don't worry about that. Are you gonna approve? It's all that matters. And
Boom.
that
Mm-hmm.
and that may not look like a size 4 or a size 6 or a big booty with a curve on it. It might be a flat ass.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? It does come down to the personality though, and you're right about
well?
that. Because
You
it does because
mean straight highway? That's what you talking about, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it might be a straight highway, but at least she dependable. At least you ain't got to worry about her being around your friend and if she gonna sleep with him. These are the things that y'all need to be looking for, and not these Instagram thoughts.
Yeah, but that's just to be honest with you, the Instagram thoughts, they just magnify the femininity. Now it's a saturation of femininity, But what I mean is, yeah, I mean, man, we want curves. Now, of course, yeah, there are exceptions to those that aren't as curvy. We get that too. But it's just the idea that, okay, why does it have to be personified through a demonic entity? That's the problem. So
Hmm.
it's about this idea of her being modest to where she shouldn't show those curves in the first place.
Yeah,
Right.
she should want to show them to no one but to you.
Right.
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 But I
Right.
want to.
So,
I want to say this too. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Ray.
oh no, no, I was just going to touch back on a previous point we talked about earlier, like when what's the name Cookie, she brought up about the marriage aspect. But see, this is where I get people all the time. Like biblically, sex is marriage.
Yeah, but you're talking about the Old Testament. When we moved to the New
I,
Testament,
it's still the same. See,
no, when we moved to
it's
the
the
New
same.
Testament, there was marriages, there was weddings, there was
Look,
ceremonies that
come
took place
on,
when we
look,
get to
come
the New
on into the
Testament.
modern light now. Come on into the modern light because we need that
Because if
modern
we went off
paperwork,
of
See,
right?
everything from the Old Testament, God would
that's
wipe us all the way. He was vicious back then.
that's what the problem is. A lot of people don't want to. And I'm not saying y'all don't know anything like that, but there's been a lot of misconceptions about the New Testament. Why you think they call it the New Testament and they call the Old Testament the Old Testament? Basically, the New Testament, you could call it the modern Testament, a detest to the old, or to make it seem old. But
Well, I
nothing is
don't
new
I don't
under the
look at
sun.
it like that. I look at it like,
Well,
God decided to change some things because he
he
was
didn't
harsh.
change anything.
He was harsh before. He was harsh. And
But he
then
didn't change anything. That's the thing, that people have changed things, but he hasn't changed anything.
Wow.
Well,
God
let
well,
changed
let's
what?
let's ride with
Oh,
his ideology because I think I've heard some of his beliefs before, right? Here's my thing, like the talking points on social media with the modern woman and the manosphere particularly, they're angry because the women that they desire are the 304s. So what the talking points and the constant talking, they're hoping to change women, but that to me it's a lost cause trying to persuade a person to be a certain type of way if you get what I mean. But
oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 Mr. Ray, with your ideology, sex equates to marriage, right?
Hmm.
So
Y'all
how
see this
many
right
wives
here?
do you have?
How many wives? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a. Oh, this is this kind of. Ooh, you put me on the
Mm-hmm.
spot in front.
Preach. Preach.
exactly.
How many wives
Well,
you got?
I can attest to the fact that a lot of it wasn't as scriptural as it should have been. Hey, as we've talked about, I had to do some repent of my own because it's not really more or less that they are my wives, they didn't remain my wives. See, whether it was due to them having a Jezebel spirit, right? As we talk about. So that's where the repentance comes into play. So now being more thoughtful about the next time, I'd have sex, it has to be based on a union. See, if we do it that way, it would change everything. Because if you think about even now with the way they do laws with legal marriages, man has sex, signs papers, she ain't gonna be with him.
And that's
So
and I want
yeah,
to add
go
this
ahead.
on too. That's the thing too. It's not that a lot of us men hate marriage though, or afraid to get married. It's just that the system we live in isn't for us. It's against men actually though. So that's why you see a lot of
Okay.
men not really getting married today
Okay.
be-
So
because everything can be
let's
taken away.
no,
But
no,
men
no.
men
We gotta rewind on that, cool gent, because you touched the nerve there. If you don't mind. Um,
Go ahead.
okay. So you're distinguishing. We have distinguished death to the 304 culture. So if the culture dies, then you're left with women, right? if you choose the right kind of woman, you don't have to worry about no damn system after you, dude.
I want to say this though. Now I know that there are a lot of guys out there that put like those particular type of women on the pedestal stuff because and they do. It's just that men like myself and some of the other ones are calling it out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gone on too long, and I know it's been around since the beginning of the time though. But when you stand for truth, you got to continuously stand on your purpose. You got to continuously call it out for what it is though. Because a lot of women talking about they want real men. And just to stand up for something. And, some of us on here are, we're doing it. I'm doing it right now and also to separate the bad from the good, to let them know like, hey, there are good women out here. There are good sisters on here, that's out there that do want good men and stuff. I'm all about promoting like, those particular things.
I think that's important. I like that the fact that you said to start talking and speaking up more, because like I made a stream the other day and I was like, the good black man, it's hard to find, y'all. It's hard to see, to distinguish from who's who, because we have people like these new, I just saw a news story tonight with a black guy who was a cop, a military veteran who killed his child's mother because she found out that he cheated on her with another woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So it's
saw that
kind
they
of,
were in Chicago. I saw
Yeah,
that.
that
yeah,
was
yeah. It's like these stories are overwhelming, so it's becoming difficult to. And I guess it would be the same with modern day women as well. It's
It's
hard
toxic
to
masculinity
distinguish
too.
who's who. Yeah,
yeah,
it's hard to
it
find out
is
who's
hard.
who.
It is hard out here. And like I said, for most of us, saying millennials and some of the Gen Z that's coming up. I mean, it has gotten more difficult than out of any other generation like we've ever experienced, because it's like, man, we can't come together for nothing. It's like all you see out here is toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of the division and
Yeah.
stuff, man, between us. I mean, it's painful. It's to where like, man, I got to talk about this stuff, man, because there should be no excuses why we get with toxic people though. Then complain, talk about there ain't no more good damn women or good damn men out here, man. When we got to look
Oh
in the
yeah.
mirror first, what I'm saying, make
Right,
sure
the
that we're not the
choices.
problem. Yeah, make sure that we're
Yeah,
not the
like
problem though.
are you choosing it?
Yeah,
And
you know
I
what I'm
think
Yeah.
saying?
that's I'll bring up a small point, like say the good women or the wholesome women, right? It is very difficult because I got polyarthritis. I had polyarthritis since I was 23, right? So I'm
Mhm.
like, I am not a stripper. If you get with a man, they want you to do all these little tricks, flip on your head, do all kinds of stuff in the bedroom. I can't do all of that, and I'm sorry. And I gotta. I'm a private member of the Little Booties Matter Club. I am sorry I don't have a donkey. I am sorry that my tongue can't reach down to the center of my throat. I am sorry, But it's like men have to be real with themselves, because it's like they want the freak in the sheets. They want to marry the woman fresh off the pole, a woman who's not on the pole, who acts like it but is dressed up like a wholesome woman. It's
You
like
see,
But
those
I
are
let,
the
feel
let me
like
say
issues.
this. Let me say this. See, that's the thing too, though, man. With the 304s is that that's the reason why a lot of their relationships don't last, because they think that us men only want just sex. Sex comes part of, but we want longevity in relationships. You know what I'm saying? We want
Man.
you. What's that saying? We want you to be a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets, though. You know what I'm saying? Keep that private between me and you. You know what I'm saying? And not being a thought for like every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's out there, but only for your
Yeah.
for your man.
So
Man. That's what
not
I'm
being a
saying.
hot pocket. Not being
Yeah,
a
But
hot
not
I
being
pocket.
feel
not
I
being hot
feel like
pocket.
Man.
as a wife, you should at least try to do those things. Some of those things for your
I
man.
try, and it ain't good enough. So somebody in the comments saying, like it ain't hard for discernment. It is very hard. You know how I could tell you it's hard for discernment? It's hard for a therapist to diagnose somebody with their true mental illness. Sometimes it could take 10 years before a therapist realizes that they got a sociopath or a psychopath sitting in front of them. So for us who don't know how to discern who's who, it is difficult these days. It really is.
Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be
A
taking
lot
a
of
train.
social programming too. It's a
It
lot of
shouldn't take
social
a.
programming.
It shouldn't take a
Yeah, 'cause
trained professional, because we have a Bible that we go by, and it tells you the symptoms of a person that's a sociopath. It gives you a long list
Right.
of things, and it gives you a time frame of when they should have done those things. So it shouldn't take nobody 10 years to give
So
nobody a
so
diagnosis.
say for example, like I married a guy who was a Christian, right? He marked everything on my list in the checkbook, the Bible stuff. We went through the series of counseling and all that jazz. We took 6 years of knowing each other, and I still got a gay man as a husband.
Well, people change, like I mean, but I
People
think I
lie.
think
People
people
lie.
lie, correct. And I think with the gay stuff, you was gay, but you was gay before. Like you don't just wake up one day and say you gay. You've been knowing you was gay.
So
Like
he
that's
hit.
not
So he
something.
was. So he hid it basically.
Well, like Ray said, he was lying.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. He was just lying. What's good,
Well,
Rollo? What's going on with you, bro?
Who's discernment, Divine? Who's discernment?
What's going on, everybody in the chat? Can y'all hear me?
What's
Yeah.
good, Rollo?
On the
We
Yes.
hear you.
panel as
Wine.
well.
Wine.
What's going on? So basically, all I could tell y'all is this: brothers of the truth, gotta take your time with any woman that you interact with. Get to know her as she's supposed to get to know you. If you put things in the rush, things are not. You're gonna be clouded with your judgment. That goes for the ladies too. I think a lot of ladies know what they want. They just scared because the society tells them if they go with a man that has opportunities to take care of them, not only them, but other ladies that they dealing with currently, that they taking care of before they get with you. You see, like the only way you're gonna be protected is if you deal with a guy in the truth, not a guy that's a busybody, all up in every woman's affair or every man's affair, and not looking at his own situation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are scared of uncertainty, and that uncertainty is themselves, not the world. The world's already gone. Do you want to be gone with the world, ladies, fellas? Do you want to go in the whirlwind of hell that's abound on this planet right now? Or you just want to continue to be entertained by the foolishness that we see every day? Because, see, a lot of ladies say they want a good man. Do they really want a good man? Do they really want a good man, or they just want a good man for a temporary season to get to the man that they always wanted since they was a little girl? See, a lot of ladies don't want to be honest that they had a certain picture before they became an adult, and they always look at that picture. So if you don't fit that description, they'll probably get up with you, but they don't really want you 100%. They only want you partially. And some of you guys are in denial of dealing with those type of ladies. Some of you ladies are saying this is the guy for me, but you know he's not the one for you, but you choose him because you don't want to be alone
Mhm.
to get to the person you're supposed to get with.
I,
There's a
I
lot of
was.
confusion going on in this country. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say something that a lot of people forget that with humans you can have a good character, but sometimes a lot of people deal with like social awkwardness. Some guys deal with social awkwardness, too afraid to approach a woman. Like I know men that are like 30, 36 years old and never been out on a date with a woman because they're too afraid to ask. And the other thing is if you have a little personality, if you are a good guy, have some personality or learn how to talk to the opposite sex and it could carry you a long way.
Did not
If you
Did not to cut you off. Did not Queen Sheba heard about King Solomon, and it
Yeah.
took over 7 years for her to go see him? It's the woman.
Yep.
If you know, the woman's supposed to approach the man, because many men have approached so many women that they got turned out so many
Wait.
times.
No, Ronald.
Wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait, wait. Where
no.
that come
No,
from?
Now
you're
I agree
supposed to
with
approach the
everything you
man.
said up until that point. Yes, he's right. There
What?
are a lot of women, they got this picture painted in their head of what their ideal family is supposed to look like,
Uh huh.
and they choose wrong because they working on that picture, but as you grow and mature, that shouldn't matter anymore.
Right.
That's how a young
Yeah,
girl
it
would
definitely
think.
doesn't
That's how
matter.
a young woman think. But as you get older, you need to think about, stability and what's going to be there for you. And women need to stop thinking about what other people are thinking and what society is saying. Oh, he needs to be tall, dark, and handsome.
Right.
God may not send him to you that way. He may be short and light.
Hmm.
So they need to be
He
more
got jokes
mature.
too.
Yeah,
But here's
women,
my
the
thing.
women need to be more mature in their choosing as well. But
But
no,
but
relationships only work when that man has his choice in the woman that he wants and she reciprocates it. When the women pick the men, those men are not going to work hard for that woman because it's not his choice. It's taking him out of his natural element of having the dominion and being the leader. So no, it will
no,
not work if a
You
woman
know,
picks
you
a
know
man.
why I say that? Because of the current construct of what's going on in this Western society. So if I approach y'all as a man and my energy matches an energy you never had before, I don't know if you're gonna be able to deal with it. It might take you a while before you could actually deal with me on that level. So a lot of ladies are used to strange energy, warranty energy, sort of energy. They're not used to an actual energy that's what most ladies tell me. I never dealt with an energy like you. You different. You're not from this planet. I don't even because I'm not of this world. I don't believe in this society. It's already been dead to me. It's a bunch of zombies and robots around. Everybody's doing the same thing. There's no, differentiation situation. So when I talk to most ladies, it's like I'm talking to somebody I dealt with 10 years ago. Not too much of a difference. I'm talking about when it comes to Western society. Outside of Western society, for the most part, they know what they want and they go after it. And the man do take care of them if they're in the right state of mind, of course. If not, they move on. So we got to stop
Right,
making excuses for what we want and go after it.
Rallo. Um, why do you think that it's normal for a woman to like approach and pursue a man? Isn't it masculine for a man to go after what he wants?
Yeah, but then he gets in a lot of trouble
Okay, what about like,
because
say for
most women don't listen. If I approach you in the way that I'm supposed to approach you and you're not really digging me like that, and then all of a sudden, why you always around me? Why you always want to talk to me? Why you always want to deal with me? Like it's like
mm,
a headache comes with that for most
No,
men.
that's when you leave her
mm,
and go to the next woman. Go to the
okay,
woman that's feeling you. Go to the woman
it,
that's
it's like
reciprocating.
It's a lot
yeah,
of
it's
fake
like
femininity. It's a
nah,
lot of fake
nah,
outrage going on.
nah,
No, no,
nah,
no. I don't
Rallo,
go by what you say. I go by actions. I go by
Rallo.
actions. Actions
Okay,
speak louder than words. You can't trick
Rallo,
me
check
over
this
here.
out. Check this
As
out.
you should, as you should go by actions. Everyone needs to go by actions, and because a pair of lips will say any damn thing.
How
Right,
many
right.
women have destroyed kings?
Oh my God. You killing me. You killing me
hmm
with this women pursuing men thing. I thought about animals, right? You ever seen a lizard, a male lizard trying to get a woman lizard, a female lizard? He would spend weeks like trying to draw her to him to get her to be
Simple.
attracted to him. So sometimes he casts the net out there, but he has to work hard to that's a part about being a man that comes
I
with
want
the
well,
territory.
Yeah, but
I
here's
can
the
let me.
kicker
we
I
though.
can
want.
talk
Here's the
about
kicker.
how
How many
nature
tarantulas
changed.
try to get with the spider? How many tarantulas try to get with the spider, the black widow spider? He lay an egg in her and she kills him.
I want to let me say this real quick too. Add on what y'all was saying. I think that a lot of women, been growing up, um, we get this image in their head thinking like, oh, this is how a man supposed to carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? The toxicity that you see on here, not on this particular channel, but like out there in the world with the KS and stuff, dissing women and stuff, and a lot of women thinking that, oh, that's masculinity. He's slamming doors and stuff. He's slapping chicks and stuff like that. And a lot of modern women, get that image in the head, to where like when a man that does come correct on his purpose, on his square, approach you the right way, he's not desirable, to that particular woman because like, oh, you seen, they'll say, well, he's very feminine, he's too nice or whatever. Though
But but cool gent, that's where charm comes into play. To be honest, sometimes I tell men because I have clients that come to me on a daily basis asking for help. Sometimes I tell them learn some comedy, some stand up comedy. Learn if you can make a woman laugh, she'll extend the time to talk to you. Sometimes you
I
Quick
got to be
question. Quick
creative.
question. You say you have men come to you for advice?
Yeah, all
that's
the
not
time. Almost on a
Wow.
daily basis. I have a business, that's why they come to me.
man,
Wow.
that's crazy.
hmm
Oh Lord have mercy. I gotta talk
I'm
about
I'm I'm
this.
ta- I'm
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
younger men and men in their
Oh,
50s come to me for advice on a daily basis
oh,
with
you say
relationship
50?
stuff.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah,
man,
50?
30 years old, 20 years old to 50 years old.
All your
I've heard.
lizards right there. Them all your
Oh,
lizards.
Yeah,
Lord have
yeah.
mercy. This
You
this
see
is
that?
bad. This
You
is
see that?
bad.
You see
This
that,
is
Rollo?
bad.
Y'all y'all
I
see that?
can't with these Negroes, man. I
Y'all,
can't with these
yeah.
Negroes, man.
That they don't. Hey, but guess
No,
what? Yeah, you're
no,
right.
I'm being honest. Like people have to understand how to be okay with rejection, and then you have to also know consistency. Like
What
just
you get
okay,
with
she
one of
don't.
these clients?
They
Have you ever thought about getting? I don't know if you're taking. So, are you taking? Let me ask you that first and foremost. Are you in a relationship
Um,
right now?
okay, that would have to be defined. And I'm single,
I want to
but
say this.
You
I want to.
mhm,
single, so all these male clients is coming to you, and you
they're
won't
they're
even get
they're
with one
in
of them.
they're in relationships trying to fix something, or some of them are virgins and never been with women.
This is why.
No,
This is
there's no
why.
such thing as virgin. No man is no virgin. Nope. That see,
Oh
that's
yes, I
that.
know,
That's
I
that
know, no, I
Babylonian
know,
stuff.
no,
No,
I
no,
know a
no, no,
man
no.
that's a virgin. I
There's no
really
such
do.
thing as a man a virgin. No, there's no.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, he's never had sex
Women are
before.
virgins. How's a man a virgin? That's woman is a virgin. The Bible says a
Gotcha.
woman is a virgin, not a man.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's never had sex before. Never had a female and stuff like that. I've known him for 13 years. He's too scared to
And
approach a
so
woman.
why have you not gotten with him?
I don't date outside my race. I don't want to marry someone outside my race.
Oh, so he's another nationality. So you have other
Right.
culture, other
Right.
other nations. Okay,
Right. hmm
But
got you,
see,
got you,
this
got you.
this is this is why masculinity is so important too, though, man. In this society, and that's what the so called the things that's unknown, that's try to keep us, divided, the killing off the masculinity and femininity. They're trying to turn everybody to heartless androids out here, not
Yeah,
wanting us to
Androgynous.
come
yeah,
together.
that's true. You're right,
Androgynous.
That's
DJ.
and that's all we're seeing out here. Like Rollo said, though, man, it's like, man, you come in contact with somebody, it's like everything's just the same thing. Nobody's
Yeah,
like
you don't. Yeah, you don't let
standing out.
nobody abuse. You don't let nobody abuse you verbally and none of that. But sometimes, um, sometimes you just have to be some women you just have to just walk away if they depending on their reaction. Other women you just have to go at a different pace and use charm, use communication tactics, like I told you last time on my show, Cool Gent. Sometimes giving a woman a card makes you stand out from other men. Sometimes having like a card with your information on it, a picture of yourself, a quote on the back, something like that, like you have to come a little differently sometimes.
But also, you have to know that you cannot change anyone. People need to stop
Right.
trying to change
That's
people.
true.
Right.
That's true.
So
You
it
can't.
it is it is rough out here today. I tell
That's
you that
true. You
much.
can't change anybody. Yeah, you're right about that. You can't change
But
anybody. And that,
if you've been talking to a certain person for a certain amount of time, regardless of the situation, you it's like I said when David Carroll passed away. You know, I was saying in my video that a lot of ladies now are going to act like they're going to miss him. See, I'm noticing in this country, when you're gone, everybody knows you. But when you're around, they don't want to make that opportunity happen. And what I noticed with most Western women, you can have a man right in front of you, you dig it, but you scared to announce your situation with him because you think he's going to approach you. But when he does approach you, you want to play games. See the games is going to be
Mhm.
over in 2022 because a lot of men
Which is
are
fine.
going
Which is fine.
elsewhere. A lot
Yeah,
of men
which
is
is
going
fine.
elsewhere, and I said this a year and a half ago, if you ladies do not cling on to a certain man that's here right now in front of your lap, and them other ladies are coming out the woodworks because they've been in the patriarchy, not the matriarchy. They're coming to take the men
Rella,
in the
Rella,
truth.
Rella, I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you referring to women and other races?
Not yep. Outside of Israel
Exactly.
and the other tribes of Israel, yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, we don't
Exactly.
care. We
And
don't care
that's
about those
fine.
men that
That's
are interested in
fine.
those women. We don't care about them anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna have to
fine if
care
like you go
because
where you go you
it's a
go where
ripple effect.
no, you go where you appreciate it. Like this is what I believe. If somebody's giving you a hard time, you don't stick around with somebody that gives you a hard time. You go for somebody that's going to give you peace. And if it's easier, it's like buying a house. Do you want to buy a house with a lot of problems, or do you want to buy a house that's moving ready? So don't get a woman that's not moving ready. You get a woman that the minute you say, "Hey, I want to get married in such and such time frame. This is what I'm about. This is my intentions.
Mhm.
Are you interested?" And it's simple as that. If not, you move on, and then you go where you're. If it's a woman of a different race, you go and be happy, man.
I think that's the problem with a lot of men today. They want to try to change women and make them be something.
Oh, it's no
No.
changing. No, it's no changing. It's the matter if you want to be down with a place that has your quote says that has destroyed families, but you still participate in that particular Babylonian culture, then don't get mad with the repercussions that comes with it. That goes for the men and the women. If you know this place is systematically destroying your health, your happiness, whatever the case may be, and you still indulge in the madness, then you part of the problem.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is a lot of men want to change women, these Instagram or whatever, the OnlyFans type of women.
I'm
Then
not
they
concerned
get,
about them. I'm not concerned about them. I don't want no
yeah,
dealings with them. I say no modern women many times in my channel. But if those guys, here's the thing: if you watching those guys that are entertaining them, what does that say about you as a woman? Because if you know that these guys are entertaining these women that they wanted since high school, we talked about that over here many times. Kujin talked about it. Other brothers talk about it. The thing is, if you continually watching those channels, you ain't no different than them. You're supposed to be watching channels that is going to educate you to become a better woman, not worrying about these silly women. These silly women ain't going to change.
oh,
These guys know they ain't going to change
I'm not
as much.
worried about the silly women at all. I'm not worried about the silly women. My point is a lot of men want to change these, they want the image of that type of woman, but they want to change how those women think, how those women move, and it's not happening. It's never going to happen. And as far as the men going their own way, I don't care about those type of men. That's not the type of man I'm interested in. I want a man that's more confident than to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go my own way and do whatever, be with me, whatever they gonna do." I want a man that's up for the challenge, that know he's a man, that's gonna do what it takes,
Challenge.
not a coward.
See,
Not a
Challenge.
let's
Why would you want to
let's
give
do
up a man
this.
that's a challenge? Why you
See,
ladies always say that? I want a man to challenge me.
no,
Challenge
no,
me in
I'm
terms of
no, I
what?
didn't say to
That
challenge
you
me.
talking
I want
right?
to
I
say
said
this.
a
Hold on,
man
y'all.
that's
Hold on.
up.
Let me say this. I just want to say this though, man. It just really comes down to what you know you want, and it's all about your mindset. A man. That's why I said it's so important for a man to get in his role and a woman get in her role. So when things could come at the right place at the right time, you find that right person though, man. But everybody's out of element, right now. So that's why they can't really find like the people that they're looking for because they are not on their purpose. They don't know who they are. So that's why a lot of us are so divided and stuff out here, man. But go ahead.
Values are also important. Remember how we talked about religious beliefs? So, like, I could have a good man in my face. No, he's somewhere around right now. You know I'm cool, Jim. But you can have a good man in your face, but sometimes say if like say a Muslim and a Christian person, sometimes they can't get along or they might clash because of religious beliefs and some people just can't handle it. You know what I mean? So it could be deal breakers, but I believe in just going for what's like go for the path that's easier for you. Like if the woman is receptive to you, then you go with that woman.
And Rollo, I didn't say I want a man, I want to challenge a man or I want a man to challenge me. I said that men need to go for the challenge of taking on responsibility and stop taking the coward route and saying, oh, well, I don't want to do this because it's going to require me to work, this much harder. What I notice about a lot of men is that they don't want that challenge of whatever it's going to take to work harder, whatever it's going to take to have the good relationship, because they're worried again about what other people think. They're so focused on that. Or I've heard men say, oh, I don't want to work so hard like that and then just work hard and then just die. Like women, the reason why a lot of black women are winning is because we're not worried about death. We're not worried about working too hard. We want that reward in the end. We want to live a comfortable life. So if that means, I got to work, 16 hours or whatever, that's what we're going to do so we can get there so that we can rest once we are in that position where we're going to do what we got to do today so we can do what we want to do tomorrow. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. So you say that you preferably would rather work 16 hours a day to get what you need to get and catch other things happening to you as you get to a certain point in your life. Because I spoke to a lady who was very successful, very, very, very successful. And she said that all of that, and I was still not happy. And I said, why you wasn't happy? She said, because I was pushing men away because my career was more important than him. And now that I got to a certain point in my life, I have all these stuff that I work for, but I ain't got nobody to share it
I
with.
think you switching up what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not talking about that woman. I'm talking about, like, for me, for example, I'm not gonna
Go
sit around and wait to get a husband to get a house. I made a decision a long time ago. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and life gonna go on. And if I get a husband, great. But if I don't, I'm not gonna go stay in an apartment and waste my money. I'm gonna invest my money the right way by owning a home, so that therefore my money won't just be going down the drain. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
like, not become so overly successful that you forget about what's really important, which is, being fruitful and multiplying and getting along with someone of the opposite sex. No, that's not what I'm pushing, or that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
I'm saying if
I
you sit
mean,
there and wait, it may
if
not
you
ever
have
happen.
my
It may
thing
not
with
ever
you,
happen.
my thing with you and any other lady in the future, yeah, I don't get why some of you, if you got what you say got going on, is single. I have it's no excuse to be single in this day of time. It's a lot. Because what I notice is a lot of men is throwing themselves at you. I could sit here and say they don't,
Um,
they do.
well, it's
But you
it's
still
a
want to.
choice. It's a
So
personal
y'all
choice
choose
to
to
be
be
single.
alone.
I choose to be
Okay.
alone so I could be. Listen before
Okay.
you go. No, listen before you go. The reason why I've been celibate for 2 years and 2 months, right? The reason why I choose to be alone is so I can work on myself to be a better person for my future partner. That's why. Because I
So
know
that
that I
And
means
needed
that
to work on myself a little bit more.
you have multitude of different spirits, and you working off getting rid of those spirits
Now,
inside of you. Correct.
negative. I've been through some things and I needed to go through my process of healing so I could be a better version of myself and choose a quality partner. So that's why I sat, you know how people say, oh, they choose wrong, you need to choose better. By me being celibate, my mind is clearer to choose a
that's
appropriate
right.
partner.
That's right. Yeah, men throw themselves at me all the time, but I can see past the bullshit. Like, I'm not
See,
going to just be with anybody.
I would love to say something. I really want to say this really bad, and I hear what y'all saying. I really do. There was a time when the woman didn't choose. She was given the man. Like it was like arranged, and if nothing else, it was shotgun marriage back in the day. But the problem is, society has
Yeah,
changed
we
to
have
where the
to.
feminine
Yeah, we have
has
too many
changed.
freedoms.
Yeah, too many freedoms and
Yeah,
too
I
much
agree with
choice, and
that.
it's led to a lot of that. Yeah, so
Yeah, I
even
agree
back in
with
the
that.
day, yeah, let's talk about Adam and Eve, just for the sake of talking about it. Okay, even this idea of okay, the help me showed up for Adam. Okay, but see, keep in mind, Adam was busy doing what he had to do before she even showed up. She came to him, but it wasn't really based on more or less a choice. She just actually came his way. She wanted to be a part of his life, part of what he had going on. See what I'm saying? So, like, fast forward now, the way things used to be, there might have been a nice family and they knew of a decent guy and they seen how hard he works and hey, you know what, you deserve a good daughter, like a good wife or whatever, if you will, and they will hook him up. It just times have changed to where it's now social media and TikTok and Instagram and even YouTube. I hate to say it, but we don't have that value system, that family system of the fact that there could be a young daughter growing up to where she would be ready because she would have been taught how to be a wife. She would have been taught how to be loyal to her husband, like because that man he will obviously be who he is, and a lot of people say good men aren't around. They haven't went anywhere. They've been here this whole time. Just like y'all said, it's just hard to discern because if you haven't been taught how to discern, then you won't be able to discern. But it wasn't really a thing where you actually had to learn how to discern or be taught. Like you would just be brought forth the right person. Like it was, like I said, it was like an arranged marriage back in the days. Like even here in the states, you know.
Oh yeah, I
But
would love to do that for my daughters. I would definitely love to hook my daughters up with some young boys that are being raised to, treat them well and to be respectful for them. And I'll do my part on teaching them what it's like. Because I was a wife before I got a divorce from my ex-husband. But
yeah,
I would like to do that for my daughters. But another thing is, no one wants to be miserable. A lot of those people were miserable in those relationships and having affairs with other people because they didn't have the right to choose who they wanted to be with. So that's why a lot of that stopped.
well, that's because a lot of well, and you brought up some interesting point. You didn't realize what you said was very layered, but what happened was the men were taken out of those families. The men actually were the ones making sure, they were the ones behind a lot of the choices that were made. That's what the problem was. And so that's why, yes, eventually a fallout came, and then you had a bunch of simps that were running the household, but they weren't really running the household, they were running the household into the ground. So that's why, you got to not misconstrue the real men versus the simps that ended up taking over the household, if you will, as time went on.
Yeah.
So whenever the man is not in a situation, it's going to be chaos, even when it
Yeah.
comes to the next generation.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ray, I would also like to say, somebody mentioned something about debutante balls, like where they would match the teenagers up or whatnot with other eligible families and stuff like that. Something like that needs to happen for like the problem is there are not enough like-minded people who know other like-minded people. That's the biggest problem.
I agree. I agree.
You know
So it
something though?
needs to be something to bring these people together.
I remember a time where, well, I won't say it too old, but yeah, the fathers, they had daughters. Like before they actually give away their daughters, man, like they're the guys that they were interested in had to bring something to the table. Um, what makes you good enough for my daughter? Can you provide? Can you protect? Can you do any of these things before I give away my daughter? And certain other countries, like they still do that. But here, they don't do that no more because we're living a so-called lost value system. It's what it is, and you know people don't know their role no more. I mean, men and women
Hey,
and stuff.
check this out, Cool Jen. And it's good you brought that up because you want to know what has happened instead? Here's what's happened. Okay. And I've talked about this before about the incubus, because people talk about the succubus, but they forget about the
Mhm.
incubus. So here's what happens.
Mhm.
Like usually it was something as simple as, because the daughter gravitates to the father. So if there's like a guy that she ran into that reminds her of her father, then that gels automatically. However, what if the father was one of these little hoodlums back in the day? He was one of them types that was always tearing stuff up. Guess
Mhm.
what? He's going to hope that her daughter runs into a boy just like him, even
Facts.
though his daughter might actually know a decent man, but he gonna tell his daughter, I don't look. You need some dude that's fly and got swag like me. That good guy over there, he ain't gonna do that for you.
That's
And,
very
and
true,
that
bro.
that's been part of the brainwash too.
Hmm. The male incubus, yeah, definitely, man. You got a lot of toxic men out there like that too, though, man. They don't want to see like, the good brothers like be with the women though that's gonna lead them the right way. So you
Oh
got a lot
yeah,
of false, fake alpha dudes out there like them too, man.
oh yeah,
And they part of the problem. They definitely part
and
of the problem too. Go ahead.
and then check this out. I didn't mean to cut you off, but check this
Oh, you
out.
good?
Like
Go ahead.
one of the biggest things that Biggie Smalls said about his daughter, and I said, no, why did you do this, Christopher Wallace? Why did you do this? He said that he wanted to raise his daughter up so that she wouldn't need no man.
Facts. Hey, bro, I was just thinking about that. I think the song was called "Sky's the Limit." Though I remember him saying that in the lyrics. I said, "Why did you
Yes.
say this, Vicky?" I definitely remember that, man. Yep.
He probably said that because his mother was a single mother and just based on the things that his mother went through.
No, because he wasn't no good. That's why he said that. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to.
Oh,
That's why he
okay.
said that. He had a he. You got to remember. Christopher. He from Brooklyn. When you from, and I know a lot of you guys like people from New York. I'm not from New York, but I know people from New York. Like sometimes you just you part of your boroughs. Like your mindset is just like in that borough. Like, and so Biggie only thought outside of that. Like, well, he only thought within that area. Like, so he like, I don't want my daughter to be around guys like this from my block. She don't need a man if that's how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where his mind was, because he knew kind of like the way he was, and he felt like, dang, a lot of dudes out here like me. So she don't need no man. Period. That's how he felt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, what he was saying in retrospect is that if his daughter does get with somebody, it can't be in America for the most part. Before his passing, he was supposed to do a album in London, right? And somehow Puff, we ain't cool just thing. I don't want to get into the conspiracy talk, but he was supposed to go to London, and how Puff got him to go to L.A. We know the story after that. But he was supposed to go to London, and him and the ladies, he know he did wrong by Kim, by Faith, by
Mm-hmm.
hiding who he was as a man. So he ain't want his daughter to have an image of her dad and
Mm-hmm.
and by his baby moms at the time. You know what I'm saying? See, when you
Mm-hmm.
do wrong by the ladies that care about you, karma comes back. And it came back, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when he got with Faith too fast. She was out there like that. Let's just keep it real. Even though her father was a pastor, don't matter. And now we know throughout situations of how she got around. And she got with Pop. You see,
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Vendetta,
them,
man. Vendetta, man. That industry is demonic, man.
it
For
is,
real.
and a lot of them, slept their way up to the top though, man, just to make it though. There's a lot of stuff that they don't even
To make
tell
a
you,
name for
man.
you. That's what most of these ladies are doing without, getting with every man on YouTube. Now this is why I'm noticing this is like a hip hop thing now in real time, man. Like you got
Mm-hmm.
certain guys on the top, so if they get with that certain guy, they will do certain things to get
Yeah.
their name. known and stuff like that, man.
It's facts.
So
It's
Faith,
facts, man.
she wanted to be known, and it caused a confliction. But Biggie had to knew that coming in this non life, it's a price to be with fame. That's why he talked about his passing. So did Tupac, because it kept taking from them, keep feeding them negative. It hit them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's
yep.
facts.
And then what
Yeah.
Faith did recently, Ringo pointed it out. She was messing with another man. God. Oh,
Man, yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Damn.
man. Real talk.
Can't make this up, man. Can't make this up, man.
Can't make this up. Like I always say, man, even on this social media YouTube thing, like the black sector, it's the new hood, man. I've been saying that for a while now, man, for a few years now. So
Yeah.
and going back to what someone said to a comment, let me see what they say. With the while I know a lot of men may be afraid to talk to the women and stuff, man, I do agree with something what they said. I think it's Queen Mercy. Yeah, social events and stuff like that. Like because everybody's so antisocial. With only being on their phones and stuff nowadays, man. And there's some type of social events out here. It's like everything's like a ghost town out here. In the whole USA to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's crazy because like and people, I don't care if people try to call me thirsty. Not that I be on that type of time, but I'm like, okay, if a chick's in the chat, you talking about, okay, you can't find no decent man and all that. You saying this in the chat. I'd be like, well, you want to hit me up just out the blue, okay? Because you complaining that there ain't no decent man, but you just have a guy reach out to you, but then you're like, oh, now you thirsty because you're trying to reach. Like what? Okay, you just said you couldn't find decent men. So
I don't
it
know
just,
what's up with
yeah.
these women and these attitudes like that. I don't get that at all.
Yeah. They attitudes, man, and that's why a lot of guys be like, man, I'm not gonna even approach the women because of stuff like that. They just stuck up, type of females, and that's why a lot of those particular ones are not gonna ever get
I
wiped up. But go
I
ahead,
think
Cookie.
it's a mask. I think it's a mask they're putting on because they are I think that they lose confidence in that moment, or
Oh
they're
yeah,
afraid. I just think that they're afraid, so they don't know how to appreciate when he say, "Okay, well, hit me up."
right,
It's like, what? Really? Me? Am I deserving? And they
right.
don't understand, yeah, you're deserving. I mean, this guy is giving you an opportunity. He's approaching you.
And that's
So
and that's the thing, Cookie. I want to add this on too. See, I think some guys can relate to this too. It's so bad out here. The reason why a lot of guys, to those guys, don't talk to women now because it almost seems like a transgression. You know what I'm saying? Trying to approach a woman these days, and they can call the cops on you and stuff like this is real talk. This is real talk.
Oh man, it's like when you even, let's say, I don't know if you felt this, Cool Gent or Rollo, but like even if like you get a chick's number, right, and you finna make that first phone call, you probably thinking like, damn, how long this gonna last? But I'm gonna see what it do.
Just go in. You just go in and
Oh man, we placing bets now. Everybody placing bets.
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, because you never know
Oh
what you may get
man.
though, man.
well,
But
don't go into it thinking like that. Just go into it. I'm gonna enjoy it. If it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't.
But it's been an epidemic though, sweet. That's the problem. I hear what you're saying. Most guys, we do think that way, but it's just that it's an epidemic at this point.
That's
mhm.
And,
crazy. I don't know why these women
yeah.
act crazy like that. Like I was looking at, when Remy Ma and Papoose, when they had their little, when they had their show, and I don't know why these women think this stuff is cute, but for example, when she got pregnant and he was just doting on her and loving her and, excited about the baby, and she's like, oh, he's such a cornball. Oh, I mean, just downing him, and it's like, Girl, you don't know how to get this man a compliment. You should be happy that you
Brittany
are
Mars.
married.
Well, drama
Brittany
is the
Mars
only
said that.
way.
Yep.
Drama is the only way, basically, to get most of these modern women or women that's in the truth to the most part. The only way they could feel good about themselves if you argue with them. I don't argue with no ladies. I ain't
But
going back and
that's
forth.
so
So
dysfunctional and
It
toxic.
It's
is.
It's
either
stupid.
drama or
Especially.
comedy. They like drama or comedy. Either
that's
or.
why that's why I don't give them either or. So you could say I'm boring, this and that. I
Why
don't
can't
care.
they appreciate someone just being nice and genuine with to
Because
them?
they don't value it though. They don't value themselves. They
They
don't
sure
value any
don't.
good man around them, and that's why they get the end results. What they get. You know what I'm saying? If you're a wicked woman, your portion's a wicked man. If you're a wicked man, you get your portion's a wicked woman. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They make it so harder than what it is though, man. But they are so delusional. Attention is one hell of a drug, y'all.
Yeah.
You hear me?
If you don't call them Cool J, you don't test them. You know, they thinking that you're not busy or you ain't got other things to do. I'm telling you, these ladies want to control these men. Like Brother Ringo said, they want to control you guys. Don't let them fool you. Sarah tried to control, Abram and try to blame him for the baby with Hagar
When
when she the
she
one
told
who
him to get
introduced him.
with
Yeah,
her,
see, your ladies don't know. That ain't
she
no good. Some of
she,
you ain't no good.
she pushed him into Hagar. She told him to go get with her
Yeah, yeah. She
instead
got
of her
jealous
being
too.
obedient and listening and waiting for God.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's where
Hey,
the single mom thing came out. Hagar was the first single moms.
and you know something? I want to add this on too, since we're talking about this though, man. She's been like disrespectful, and I gotta call him out too. That's Russell Wilson and Sierra though, man. I gotta call both of them out though, man, because I mean he allowing this woman, you know what I'm saying? Of course they got social media, but she's doing too much. I mean, all these sexual dances and stuff, like uh online, and then it's like now you got everybody trying to talk to you. Like, yo, come on now. And Russell Simmons, no, not Russell Simmons. Russell Wilson let that slide, man. And it,
Oh no. Just like Steph Curry let that slide with Aisha Curry.
yeah, yeah, facts, man, facts. It's
That the contract is up. If you read the book of Exodus, I think it's the 21st chapter or 22nd chapter. If you work for a certain company and they introduce you to the woman and you have children unto her, that's technically the company's woman and the children. That's in the book of the law. So a lot of
yeah.
these people did not arrange these. If it's not an arranged marriage, that's somebody else's property for
mm-hmm,
the most part.
mm-hmm. That's facts.
That's why LeBron James got that contract. Nobody talking about that though.
Well, he's not supposed to be with his woman too long, and if you notice, he's going through humiliation right now.
That's
They're about
facts.
to they're about to dog him out. They're tired of him. You see, this the problem with the men and women. You be on top like K to the I to the S. They chewing him. They giving him all the accolades, and they're gonna get rid of him in a year. You heard it over here about Coogee. Within a year, they're going to tear him shreds. The manosphere ain't gonna save him.
Nope.
Damn.
This demon is not playing. He's coming to collect. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people are doing things they're not supposed to do, and it's catching up. It's showing in their face.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to collect. They collecting LeBron James now. His time is up,
Mm-hmm.
and she gonna
That
find somebody else soon. His wife, just like Aisha Curry. Nothing
Mm.
lasts forever in Babylon when
nope.
you don't have the Lord on your side.
Major facts, man. So we got another guest up here. What's going on, W? How you doing?
Hi. So, I actually want to kind of recap.
Hey, your mic is messed up.
Uh, can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yeah.
me? Okay. So I wanted to elaborate something that you mentioned earlier for the men that seem very infuriated.
We hear a double. We hear a double. You gotta take the YouTube down.
Wait 1 second. All right. I hope everybody can hear me now. Hello? Oh my God. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to elaborate something that you mentioned earlier with the Instagram, and I just feel like the brothers they feel like because of that experience that they have with these IG models or the chicks in the club or even the pole dancers or even the girl in the street, they want to take their anger out on and say that all women are the same, and they want to try to neglect women, that black women especially, that the fact that we are not the same, that some of us are wholesome and some of us are loyal. However, they want to cloud their judgment based on the negative experience that they have. So the attack on us is unwarranted just because.
It's been, I think, unfortunately too, and I heard what you're saying, W, but it's been sort of a gray area from what is wholesome to what is whoresome. And what I mean by that is these guys, they flock for the Sierras and the Instagram thoughts and the strip pole specialist, because it's like, to be honest, I think it's an emotional thing. I don't think it's a sexual thing. Um, they what? They thought they were gonna get that at home, and they didn't. So they go get it elsewhere, like in a more extreme spectrum of it. Because usually what happens is he'll go to the strip club, do all that kind of stuff, you name it, or get the Instagram thought to come on a flight. But then all along, his alleged wholesome wife been doing some stuff behind his back. So that's the gray area right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Understood. Understood.
This thing acting crazy in here. Like,
You
y'all,
notice I'm quiet for a reason because I'm not. Look, at the end of the day, whoever the lady was, y'all know what y'all want and y'all know what y'all want to get. Don't complain about the aftermath when it's right in front of your face. See, when you in denial so much because this country is in denial, and now because this country is in denial, nothing can happen. Oh, it's not my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I'm not taking no accountability for my actions. Spoiled, spoiled, spoiled. A lot of y'all have been spoiled for a long time. And now that your peoples that y'all love so much is now taking away certain twinkles from y'all, now y'all want to come back home. Let me tell you something. You can't come back home when you never been home in the first place. We've been so far removed from nature.
mm-hmm.
You dealing with men that don't know how to get things galvanized. You're dealing with men that don't know how to fix a tire, put a gasket on, to pump a gas. Oh, I'm going to put some videos out there on the Rollo Speeds. I'm going to go in on this
Yeah.
American foolishness.
Yeah.
How you as a lady have a man that can't pump gas, but they got the nerve to talk about what I'm doing? Oh no, no, we're gonna have to talk about this in real time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't identify. I don't deal with men like that.
Oh, but those are the guys that's trying to talk to y'all. They be talking a good ear, telling y'all what y'all want to hear. Y'all don't want to
Yeah,
hear the
I
truth.
can see right through that. That's why I choose to be alone. That's why I choose
You,
to be single until the right man, until I see him and I know it and God approves and he tells me. I'm not supposed to just jump into another relationship like
you're
that.
not supposed to jump
Let,
into another relationship, but if you have a good connection with a certain guy
I want to
and
say
you
this too.
know it's real, you should go for it. Go ahead, Kuja.
Let me say this too, man. To y'all, I don't know who's watching this probably, whatever though, or gonna catch the aftermath of this, but to the ones that are 304s, Um, y'all ain't shit though, man. I'm letting y'all know, and y'all are not winning. Until y'all manosphere dudes out there to put those type of chicks on the pedestal, y'all some sorry ass suckers, man. Sorry ass men. As well to y'all hearing it for Coogin 87 though, man. Y'all putting these particular type of women on a pedestal and stuff, man, thinking they women winning and they're not winning. So a lot of y'all need to be counseled out there, man. Like real talk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't bringing no solutions in. All this foolishness and stuff, man, it's dying out. It's got to die out, man. But carry on.
And I
Now,
don't agree with the stuff that Sierra did. I mean, the way I was raised, my mom has been married for over 30 something years. That was not okay for her to do that balance challenge. And that was not okay for Russell to be cheering her on. You open up the door for a lot of things to happen when you're
because
out
he's an
showing your
Ahab.
body like that.
Because he's an
And
Ahab. That's why it's a
Facts.
lot of Ahabs.
it should
Ahab
Future
is,
that
coming
yep.
back with the flip flops. Future gonna
Yeah.
come back with the flip flops on.
that
And a
bothers
lot of a
her.
lot of you ladies don't want to talk about this, but a lot of these guys, be wearing your bras, be wearing your panties, be going into your
I don't know
masquerade,
any men like that. I
and
don't
and,
know any
and
men like
definitely
that.
you may know your friends may know some of those type of men.
They may do, but I'm in the world and not of this world. I don't deal with people. I don't deal with twisted skittles like that.
Mm,
Oh
that's
yeah, that's
true.
their new way of sex nowadays too. If you think about it, their whole warped sense of
They
sex is
want to
kind
change
of
these
like,
men. They want to change
yeah.
these men.
I
That's
don't
what
know
that's
why
what they
these
want to do.
women want a man that paint his fingernails. That is so weird to me.
Effeminate ass men. Males, not
They,
men, but
they
males.
they eventually want him to be like a not a hermaphrodite but a transvestite type of dude. Like
Now
that's
the
the
ladies
ultimate
in the
way.
chat, the ladies in the chat, y'all know y'all watch Medea. Stop it. Y'all love that Medea. But when that acrimony came, oh, y'all was upset. Oh, you better not have that video come on, Tyler Perry. You supposed to be Medea. You supposed to dress as a woman, Tyler Perry. How dare you talk about some good deeds? Trying to show brothers in a positive light. Acrimony, the truth.
I don't hate black men like that. I didn't feel like that.
Man.
But a lot of your sisterhoods wanted to get at his neck. But Medea, oh, I saw a lot of sisters support that. Yeah, yeah, put him in a dress. Yeah, put him in a dress. We want you. We love you, Tyler Perry. Yeah, act the buffoon.
Those toxic women, and you know what? I'm gonna say this too, as much as what I'm saying, us brothers that's on here right now that's calling out stuff from the men too, that's out there, the males. We need the so-called the good women to call out, those type of women out there too. You know what I'm saying? It takes both sides to call out each other's accountability and stuff, because all this unaccountability that's going on from both sides, man, is what's gonna create our future. I mean, as far as like the ones coming up, and it ain't doing it but like passing on generational curses to like the next gen.
It's what's keeping people lost. When people sit there and they, celebrate all this homosexuality and oh, she got a gay guy that's her best friend and he teaching her about how to make love to a man. Can't no man teach me how to make love to no damn man.
And this I want to call this
Yep,
out too real quick. And see, I'm sick of this too though, man, from those women out there. They give more respect to a alphabet man over a heterosexual man. I'm
that's
tired of
right.
that bullshit too, man. Calling this shit out too though, man.
I know a woman that she said that she can't wait to have a son that way she can turn him into a FAG. That's what she said.
That
I'm like,
it's sick
Oh,
people. It's sick
Oh,
oh,
people in this
mercy.
world.
see,
It's sick.
see this?
oh,
See,
but
And
check
this.
this out, y'all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like
Y'all keep talking.
like the YouTube channels out here, the dudes that be having those drama channels, chicks be at their channels too. I'm like the dudes. That's like suspect to me. Like you like
They
supposed to be
toxic.
like yeah, it's very toxic,
Very
and
toxic,
chicks are
man.
drawn to those channels. Dudes can be trying to hate on another dude or roasting another dude, like all of that, and it's like they're attracted to that drama. Like I don't even like to be around dudes like that, but that to me is also another problem with that thought culture. You got dudes that are like feeding into that with just the way they go about their mannerisms, with their type of drama. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
and check this out, man. Those particular women like out there like that, type of females, man, like they love when they see like the men go like fighting for them, man. And I'm like, man, this is foolishness, man. This is foolishness. And you see it on some of those particular panels like time to time, man. I said, man, them women don't care two shits about them at all, man. And they
Oh
doing
yeah.
all the time, man. They ain't
They
talking
want
about
like
no,
culture said, like
They
the killer,
know they
the
can get,
drone bees. They want them bees to die for the queen bee.
yeah.
yeah, but they know they can get free attention from black men. A lot of these ladies know that the Negro is the best free attention. They be talking about it amongst each other. They're like, you know what? We know the so-called black man so thirsty, most of them, that we can get free attention from them and get to Bob and all them other guys down the road who don't give them free
Mm-hmm.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
Stop giving these ladies free attention. They're not your wives. You haven't done anything with them. You haven't met them. Stop giving them free attention. If,
Facts.
if men stop giving them free attention, watch they change their ways in the decade.
Facts. Facts, man. Facts.
Or they go to these drama channels, but then when they go to their own channels, they be acting a whole different type of, like they be acting like so perfect, so upstanding. But then behind closed doors, they be going to them drama channels, and then when they go to them drama channels, they end up making memes out of those fake type of people.
Yep, that's
Y'all
true.
know something too? Y'all know something? I'm pretty sure all y'all seen this, man. Like everybody's coming out the woodwork though, man. Like, the 304 talking about they love being toxic. And and shout out to Rollo for calling this out too. Shout out to you too, some of y'all other brothers too, man. Some of the pick me's though, man. Some of the pick me's though, man. They part of the toxicity too.
Oh yeah, the pygmies are definitely a part of the that toxic world. I mean, I agree with you on that.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you don't deserve to be, when you actually are deserve to be picked, you don't really have to say pick me. You just get
Exactly.
picked.
Exactly.
The pygmies are really male identified. So, and they don't look out for the sisters either. So there's no sisterhood when there's pygmies because anything can happen to when something happens to another sister, they blame that sister. So they like to victim blame that sister. So that's the issue they have with them.
And they fight and they fight. And when they see other women come in the chat, they get jealous when other women is coming in and talking to a certain male content creator. They act like they want to control that male content creator like they're in a relationship with him. They want to be the only woman in the chat. You gotta watch out for those picnics. That's what they do. They only want to be the only one in there. That's narcissist to them. 10th
Yeah,
Definitely,
degree.
definitely
I
narcissist.
try to I try to
It
work
hap-
with some of them type of female content creators, and they don't want to work with me because they already have a set guy. Like Rollo said, they pretty much um, are narcissistic with. And it took a while for me to peep that. Like, why she ain't work with me? You be over there, but you don't want to work with me. Like, oh, okay, I peep. I see what's going on.
Iron sharpens iron, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Was a lot of us brothers, sisters in the truth, though, man. So I keep all the toxic women away, though, man. Like I don't even want you over here on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them ain't gonna do them try to change like certain guys and stuff. And I see it all the time, though, man. I see it all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm like, she's not doing no but using you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep a strong and masculine over here, man. Like at all times because every day. You know what I'm saying? They trying to tear us down, man. And I gotta fight for my masculinity like all day, like every day.
Facts. Yeah. I mean,
And
I'm the type.
they be changing photos. Oh,
Yeah.
look at me, look at this, look at that. They doing that constantly, or they post a photo every other day. What do you think about this, guys? What do you think about that, guys? And then you got these male attentions. They got to put out a photo every other day too, just as worse as the woman. What do you think about this, ladies? What do you think about this, fellas? Like you so insecure, you got to constantly put out a photo
Yeah. A lot of
of
males even leave their own
yourself.
home.
This is crazy, man.
Yep.
They're competing with other female content creators. And I
Hey,
Yeah,
Jeff,
hear
you breaking up.
yeah,
Say it again.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
and I hear it's to the point, and this is alleged. This is to the point where they would even go to some doctors to look like those female content creators because they don't want somebody's eyes to, get glued to the point
Hmm.
where it's like, oh, why don't she look like this? So, yeah.
But I don't understand why people fall for some of these female content creators that be pandering to these men, and you've never seen them live. Like all they do is just put a picture up. Like, why would you believe in that? If you've never seen that person live, you don't know that they're a real person. Their voice isn't matching up to, like, I really feel like Jessica X is not who everybody thinks she is.
Oh, there's a lot of guys like that too. A lot of
Hmm.
faceless one. A lot of 'em. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's facts, Cookie.
That's facts, Cookie. Major facts. So yeah, we got some people here watching, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Continuously hit the like button if you're new to this channel and catching us on the replay, man. Sure to appreciate y'all, man. This is a great topic though, man, that needs to continuously be talked about, because right now, like I said, our society right now, where we at as a whole, it's going down. It's going downhill right now as we speak. Little by little, it is.
Yeah, buddy. Sodom and Gomorrah, all the way, all the way.
Hmm.
Yep. I try to usually make sure, like, yeah, a lot of these chicks out here, like, if I've had to do work with them in the past, I have to see them in person or we have to be video chatting. Like, we got to
Right,
actually talk.
right.
Forget all that this YouTube stuff. Let's talk. If I can't get that out of a person, I've had it to where some chicks didn't even want to show me their face. Okay,
Hmm.
delete your number, but you still out here on YouTube and people don't know who you are behind the scenes like I do. Mm.
Hmm.
Some
That's
Very
when you
true.
gotta have some standards and be like, okay, well, if you can't do this and I'm revealing who I am, then I mean, I'm out. I gotta go.
Right. Ain't nobody got time to play all these games and stuff. That's one thing I will
Exactly.
say I appreciate is that the video chat thing is really good. Well, FaceTime, to see them face to face and let them know who you are, to see like, okay, this person, is who they are. So yeah, even when I do make videos, like I said, I mean, I post every blue moon, let y'all know that I am a real person, behind this avatar. Yeah. What's that?
You got a bot in the chat. Somebody has some moderator get rid of the bot.
The Gary Penny dude.
Yeah, it's a bot.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Bunch of foolishness, man. Shoot. But
Yes.
yeah, but both sides. But like I said, both sides. Men and women gotta take accountability though, man. Because like I said, we can't continuously go down this toxic side. To where like you're not passing on anything to the next generation. I'm sick of it. I know a lot of y'all on here are sick of and tired of it. So it's definitely got to keep talked about and standing on your truth as well too, because hey, we won't get pushback for it, but guess what? We're gonna continue to push hard, bring back that masculinity and femininity. You know.
Oh yeah, because there's a major agenda to have this non-binary, race of people, which is silly to me. Like if
Oh,
you don't know, if you don't,
androgyny.
yes, if you don't know what your roles are very important. If you don't know what your roles are, then you're gonna have a bunch of confusion. Everybody gonna be stepping over everybody. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing if you don't believe in gender roles.
Right, right. And I'm gonna say this too, though, man. And that's the thing, like, with the modern woman out there right now, like they try to take the place of a man and stuff. They think they can do it all, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't even believe in their own femininity. You know, and you got the so-called, the males that's turn feminine, and it's like, yo, like you're not even in your role. So a woman's not gonna even respect you.
That's
Exactly. Yeah. And like,
that's
I don't want to. A lot of women, we don't want to have to be the head of the household and have to be the leader. We don't want to. We're just put here because we just have to be here. But I'm ready to hang it up. I'm sick of it.
That's like some of the dangers of
Buddy.
feminism versus femininity, where it's like even though we are allowed the same freedoms and the same rights as males, like it gets kind of toxic to the point where, oh, like I can do for myself. I don't need you. I don't need this. I don't want to. I do not want to take the role of a man. I don't want to build. I don't want to have to feel like, oh, like I'm just Mr. No, I want to rest in my femininity and let the man be the man and do his part. Like it's just not attractive. It just is. I don't see anything attractive about a woman like being male identified, especially with the mammies and the pygmies and things of that nature. So
Well, you know what? You all can thank the baby boomers. You know what I'm saying? They the ones who passed this these generational curses on us, on y'all, and on us and stuff. Because the older women are supposed to teach the younger women. Older men are supposed to teach the younger men, but they're not doing it. They haven't been doing it. So now look where we are. Look at our situations now. Look at the reason why we can't get along with each other. Why we're so divided. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of single men out here that's not even like having no kids in this generation at all. Not doing it at all, man.
Yeah, interesting point, man. But I'm gonna get going, y'all. It was good talking to everybody. Cool, Jit, man. Appreciate you having me on. I got to get ready for the morning. So I catch you on the next one. Y'all take it easy.
Good morning, Rollo.
All right,
I'm
Ron.
gonna check your channel
Y'all
out.
ladies never sleep. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna do another series why women don't sleep at all.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
All
off
right,
here myself. I gotta get up too. So, yeah, it's been nice chopping it up
Never,
with
never
y'all as
tell a
well.
lady you going to bed early. She don't want to hear that. If you tell her let's say you go to bed 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, what you going to bed for?
Uh,
I gotta go to work
gotta
in the
get up
morning.
and work.
So
You gotta work. Yeah.
you better stay up with me until that movie goes off or that TV show go off. I'm like, oh,
Hey, I put a post on my Instagram telling the ladies, get you a man to go to bed at 10 o'clock when the news is coming on. That's the type of man you want.
That's all I do. I get home, take a shower, eat, go to bed, get up the
yeah,
next day.
yeah.
No
Mhm.
one wants to be up, not getting any sleep, driving around looking for y'all. That's not cool at all.
Oh,
Mhm.
y'all gonna be trying to hunt. It's hunting season now.
Facts, man.
Oh, I
Facts.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I'll catch you on the next one.
All
So
Good
right,
night.
long.
brother Rollo. So
Peace.
yeah, so yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for coming up, man. Talking on this topic, though. I'm gonna give everybody last thoughts. What y'all want to say, man? Y'all can go ahead.
say no to toxicity. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for your mental health. There are good people out here. It may seem that they are hard to find, but just keep trying, keep searching, and remember to love yourself. Be good to yourself, and others will be good to you. That's all.
Right on. I
Um, I,
appreciate you. Go ahead.
I would like to say all black men are not bad, ladies. Stop thinking that there are good black men out here. If you're not meeting them, maybe you need to consider changing some things about yourself. Also, I want to leave off with saying these thoughts and Instagram thoughts, they're not winning. It appears that way, but they're not. Find a man that likes you for your brain and not for just your physical appearance.
Right on, Cookie. Right on, Smart Cookie. All right, brother Ray.
Well, not too long ago, I was at a McDonald's, and on the receipt, they give you a number. On that
Mm-hmm.
number, it was literally 304. I kid you not.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture of that. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta get back to foundation, man. That's what it comes down to. Foundation, man, is everything because without it, you can't build a castle, on sand without having a foundation, So, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm about to maybe do the other stream I had set up maybe for later on. Y'all are welcome to come on and stuff. I have decent, men and women on here. Show the black world or the world YouTube that there are good men and good women out here. We're not who they say we are. So, but this is Cool Gen 87. Ready to sign off. Thank you all for tuning in with me in the chat and people watching us in the clouds and catching us on the replay. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to all these other wonderful people on the panel. But y'all can drop y'all links too. Y'all want to they can come subscribe to each other's channels. But shout out to King Wedge, bro, Rollo, Queen Mercy, and JT, the number one grinder that came on. Shout out to you all too, though, that came on and just give y'all thoughts to the topic. So y'all
thanks for having me. I'm here for you anytime.
Yeah, Cook, I appreciate you though. Thank you, Ms. W, and shout out to you, brother Ray. So y'all have a good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.